So we have our modified scenario where we have our blue agents who are moving into the McKenna mount site, and they're engaging red agents that are hidden in this building. They go into the prone position as they engage and seek cover. And so here you can see them all behind cover, and then they continue on moving. Right here, that agent has an incapacitation schedule, so they're going to stay behind cover because that's their current suppression level. All right, so we have two different files. The first version has it so that they just move straight through. Second one has them stop and take cover. So we also have a number of analysis files. So we can batch run all of this using a software called Brass. So while the tutorial instruction says you can open Brass directly in iWars, I'm going to recommend that you just open it external to iWars. So I'm just going to toss it into the search menu. You get your data warning and create a new project. And it's going to ask me what I want to call it. I'm just going to call this Tutorial 2 Part 4. I'm going to hit save. All right. So this window appears, and this is Brass. This is what allows you to batch run your files and do analysis. It's incredibly useful. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to add a task group. A task group basically allows you to group in different scenarios together along with analysis files. So we're going to call this task group Engagement Variations. After that, I'm going to add in my two scenarios. So first one, so add scenario from an existing scenario. Save and proceed, yes. And I'm going to go to Lab2Tutorial4. Copy to recommend path, proceed with chosen path. It's up to you which one you want to do. I normally go with proceed with chosen path. That way you have less versions of your model just floating around. And I'm going to set the number of times we're running it to 10. I'm only going to run it for 90 seconds for each one. So scenario length 90, number of replications 10. So I'm going to do the same for part 3. So that I have my scenario. See with chosen path, 10 iterations, 90. And you can see it updates up here as well. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add my analysis. So I'm going to right click, add analysis from an existing analysis. So I have my A1, A2, A3. I'm going to add A1, proceed with chosen path, add analysis. Going to go A2, proceed with chosen path, and add analysis. All right, so I have my analysis files. Finally, the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save the results. So add save results. So let me hit save. And just to talk you through what's going to happen now is it's going to run Lab2Tutorial4 10 times. It's going to run Lab2Tutorial3 10 times. And then it's going to calculate out how many agents died in each scenario, how many or what times OP4 got neutralized for each of the 20 times that the scenarios run, and it's going to look at the rates of fire. One thing I have to do before I can run this is I have to shut iWars. iWars will not run, or sorry, Brass will not run if iWars is running. So now I'm going to check everything, and I'm going to run. All right, so this can take a little bit of time, but as you see that yellow bar move across, it means things are moving. So I fast forwarded a second, and everything's now run. So now we can actually look at some of the results. So I'm going to click Analyze Agent Die, Edit and Output Analysis Tool. All right. So this pops up, I can do run analysis. So you can see that of the 10 times that I ran it, if you as tutorial 1, we had a total of 18 deaths on red side, 21 on blue. For tutorial 3, 13 red deaths and 19 blue deaths. So I can break that up also and look at the individual runs, because that's normally more important. You don't want to like group them all together. So I can see that in run 1, I had 2 red deaths. Run 2, and this is again tutorial 1, I had 1 red death and 3 blue deaths. And go down. As I move from 10 to 11, I start going into tutorial 3, so this is the one where they see cover. One thing I want to mention is when we look at run 1, there are no blue deaths that are recorded. If the value is 0, it doesn't enter that value in there. You should be able to look at this file and infer that there were no blue casualties. So I'm going to close that one. Files changed, no. And I'm going to look at this one. Analysis tool. Run analysis. All right, so what's missing on here is run also. So let's just add in run, move up, run analysis. All right, so we saw in that first portion that both of our red agents died in the first run. And here we can see that the first one died at 12.9, the second one died at 33.9. In the second run, it was 20.9 for the one red agent. Scrolling down, you can see that the time frames tend to go up a little bit when they seek cover, because red agents seem to be generally a little more successful. All right. And let's look at weapon fire real quick. We're going to run analysis. All right, wow, so you can see how many shots were fired. You can do some interesting things here. So firing agent unit 4, so you can do this with the other files as well. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what's called a split count. I'm going to run analysis. And this breaks it up into, instead of having separate rows, it breaks it up into 2 columns. So here you can see 87 blue shots, 30 red shots for a total of 117. And this makes sense because in run 1 we just saw that both red agents are killed pretty quickly. And you can just keep looking down here and look at each individual run. While this is useful and everything, what's even more useful is looking at your output files. So when you save your results, you can go down here. It says run 1. If I ran it again, you'd see multiple things on here. Run 2. But if I open the folder, it'll take me to this folder right here. So I can double click there. And it doesn't show me that much. It just shows me that very first analysis file and the information before I made the modifications to the analysis. When I ran it, it generated this file. But again, it's in an Excel file, or it's a CSV file that you can open in Excel, so you can do analysis with it. All right, so that concludes tutorial 2. And in this, we learned how to do engagements. We learned how to seek cover, use a little bit of start and controllers, use expression editor and mission builder. We also learned how to use analysis and brass. So there's a lot of good things we learned from this tutorial.